Let us go with the next and last subject in hand, which is about Simone Biles. I guess basically incinerated her legacy in just 2 weeks. Two tweets, not 2 weeks. Says Riley Gaines. She criticized her, made fun of her appearance. Let's take a look at what's happening. It's heating up. As Gaines fires back at Biles amid public spat. So let's take a look at what Fox News is reporting at the moment.
Olympic medalist Simone Biles stepping into the trans sports debate, sparring with Riley Gaines, calling her truly sick over her comments on girls' sports. What's this all about? Well, Griff Jenkins live in Washington with details. Hi, Griff.
Hey, good morning, Dana. It seems we have an Olympic-sized catfight on our hands over the transgender athlete debate. Now, look, this all began when Biles slammed Gaines on X after Gaines criticized a Minnesota high school league for celebrating a state title won by a women's softball team with a biological male pitcher. Biles wrote this: "You're truly sick. All of this campaigning because you lost a race, straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community." She even called Gaines a bully, but Gaines fired back by resurfacing an old 2017 Biles tweet in which the Olympian was reacting to the World Artistic Gymnastics Championship, saying, "Good thing guys don't compete against girls or he'd take all of the gold medals." In another exchange, Biles even compared Gaines to a man as the swimmer blasted the gymnast, saying she might otherwise have never taken the podium. Watch.
If Simone's inclusive dream came true, she would have 0 Olympic medals and no one would even know who she is.
Meanwhile, Dana, the White House is warning Minnesota over the controversial women's softball title, saying in a statement, President Trump is protecting women in sports and restoring common sense. Those who choose to violate federal law will be held accountable. Finally, worth noting, the transgender Minnesota pitcher pitched 5 consecutive games with shutouts in 4 out of 5, including the championship, which amounts, Dana, to 21 consecutive innings without allowing a single run. Dana?
All right, Griff, thank you.
Yeah, let's bring on the host of Outkick's Don't At Me with Dan Dakich. Dan, good morning to you. Nancy Mace kind of got on this thing here with Simone Biles going after Riley Gaines. She says, "Honey, if biological men competed in women's gymnastics, odds are no one would know your name." And then the USA columnist Nancy Armour took the sides of Biles. Simone Biles shows her greatness again in standing up for the transgender community. What's fair here when you've got a transgender male playing on a woman's team and leads them to a state championship?
Well, what's fair is, and I've said this forever, this is simple. There's no bylaw that says every transgender person has to compete against women. There's no bylaw for this. There's no rule. There's no amendment. Very simple. If you are transitioning men to women, go play with the men. If you're transitioning woman to men, go play with the men. Everybody plays against the women, and that just simply isn't fair. Nancy Armour couldn't have been dumber. She said there is no biology that suggests men are, in fact, bigger, stronger than women. Well, of course there is. Even Serena Williams, the greatest tennis player of all time, played the 350th ranked male and got whooped. I mean, whooped. The Simone Biles thing is ridiculous. Look, you could respect if Simone Biles had a difference of opinion in this issue. 90% of America believes that men shouldn't participate against women. It's amazing to me we're even having this conversation. But to come out and just talk about being sick, a sore loser, that shows your ignorance. And Simone Biles truly showed her stupidity in this.
What? I'm Steve Ducey.
Yep.
I'm Brian.
Well, I agree with that part. I mean, it certainly did do that. Let's take a watch at what Riley Gaines had to say about this whole situation.
I wanted to film while my emotions and thoughts are pretty fresh because just last night, we got into a Twitter or an X altercation, if you will, a back and forth with Simone Biles. In just 2 tweets, Simone Biles basically tarnished her reputation to anyone with a shred of honesty, to anyone with a moral compass, and to anyone with an innate desire to protect women, to fight for equal opportunity for both men and women, especially as it pertains to sports. She has what I would believe, what I have seen, this is the conclusion I'm drawing based on the response that we have seen over the past 12-ish hours at this point on social media. She's basically incinerated her legacy in just 2 tweets. So congratulations, Simone Biles.